This is your Space Coast real estate update for September, taking a retrospective look on what happened during the third quarter. Inventory, that's the big story. Inventory of available properties in Brevard, it's increased over 25% during the latest quarter. This is marking the most substantial increase that we've seen all year. So this surge in inventory that we've seen, it's all about the dynamics of your summer real estate market, coupled with the decline in buyer demand because of the higher elevated interest rates and higher insurance rates.
So this is exciting for buyers because it's going to give them more opportunities.
Yeah, more inventory, more options.
So this is part of the summer changes that we have, the traditional changes. It's usually a cooling effect for real estate. People are on vacation. It just winds down a little bit. Students return back to school. This is a trend that we've seen true all the way through the third quarter.
So additionally, interest rates, they've exhibited so much volatility. I mean, they've been ranging from 7% to 7.5% over the past few months, and this is a 23-year high. So these fluctuation in interest rates and them seeing at this high level, they're thinking that it may go higher. So what's happening is it's just had a detrimental impact on the affordability that the buyers have that are getting the mortgages, and it also, even cash buyers, it puts them to the sidelines because they have a little bit of hesitation, just puts them on pause because they're wondering what the economy is going to do, where things are going to go.
But pricing trends, they've really been resilient.
Yeah, they have. I mean, we've only had a marginal dip in the median price year over year when we're looking at properties over $500,000. And that dip, it's only been 1.3%. So, I mean, pricing's been relatively flat, even though interest rates have been where they're at. So typically there's an inverse relationship between interest rates and pricing. So the fact that pricing's remained stable, I mean, this is huge. I mean, we would have expected price to have more of a decline with that surge in interest rates, but it just hasn't been the case. But the market, it's definitely feeling the effects of the rates being at these high levels.
But we have seen a 42% increase in insurance premiums just this year. So that's really affected what buyers can afford.
Yeah, so because of those insurance rates and interest rates, we're seeing sellers having to negotiate more. So 50% of all the available homes for sale last quarter, they're seeing those price reductions. So pricing and marketing continue to be key for, properties to sell.
But in summary, we're still seeing if you price properly, the house will sell in 37 days. I mean, that's the average market time. But you've got to price the house fairly in this market.
Price it with energy and definitely extra marketing, extra exposure, because it's just buyer demand's cooled, so just a less number, so it just takes more exposure. And like you said, just price it with energy. So if you're a buyer, take advantage of all these different market dynamics that are changing right now and use that as an opportunity to negotiate, because like we always say, time dilutes risk. If you're going to be in the house 5 to 10 years,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's going to make a lot of sense to buy right now if you can negotiate the right deal.
Absolutely.
So understanding the evolving dynamics of the real estate market is crucial to be able to make those informed decisions. So if you're considering buying or selling and you want a knowledge broker who takes a data-driven approach to the marketplace so that you can make those best decisions, hire us. Our team is ready and we'd be happy to work with you.
In the meantime, we'll see you next month for another episode of State of the Market.